Alright, so here we go again. More of the same. We're going to do a, this is Amazing Spider-Man 103. We're steaming it to release the dirt and get it mobile. And we're just going to let it sit for a while after the pages start to wrinkle. And I find that the dirt comes off a lot easier when you do that. Here's what the back looks like here. And then we'll see, like I'll give you a close-up of this part and we'll look at it afterwards. We'll get it nice and steamed up. My guess is that a lot of that will come out. Yeah, here it comes. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to wipe some of this off here. We're going to just do a light wipe after it's been sitting for 10 minutes after steaming, and we're just going to see if we pick up any dirt from this book. I think it looks a little better already. And there it is. And then we got to go to the other side here, and we're going to try to get this dirt material off the back here. And I'm going to see what this looks like afterwards. And so you can see that a lot of the dirt came out. A lot of dirt came out, a little bit of ink, and then we'll press it and then we'll see what it looks like when we're done. So here's our book when we're done with it. I think it looks largely the same, but a little bit different. It's really not a lot cleaner, maybe just a little. I don't think I did much to it. Looks a little better, but this story is not a great story. It's not too long after Spider-Man had the 6 arms, and so he remembers that a lot. And the basic premise of this story is that so Peter is bemoaning the fact that he hasn't seen Gwen in a while, and at the same time Jonah is complaining that he hasn't had any circulation at the Bugle, and he's complaining to his colleagues and investors, and he complains that the boob tube, the television, is taking away all the circulation from the newspapers and closing down businesses. People don't need to read newspapers anymore for their news. So what's his cure? He decides to take an expensive trip to the Savage Land in Antarctica to take bikini pictures of Peter's girlfriend, Gwen Stacey. So he thinks that the idea is to take some cheesecake shots of Gwen and to explore the Savage Land. That'll bring circulation up and keep him positive somehow after financing the trip. Gwen is upset she hasn't seen Peter in a while. They're having problems. We know how things are going to work out for Gwen soon. So he's taking her with him. So she says it's a very male chauvinist thing to do, but but she also says, A-OK, Mr. J. She's down to clown. So they go to Antarctica, a helicopter and a boat trip, and everybody's there. And because they needed to do it down here with all the pterodactyls and stuff to get a couple cheesecake shots of Gwen in the jungle. So this really happened. And she brought a bikini to Antarctica. And ends up that there's a course, some monsters. There's Gog, this giant demon beast down here. And it grabs Gwen because obviously King Kong stuff. Here it is. Grabs her. First thing Peter does, busts out a gun and starts shooting it. Yeah, really, he really does. Peter Parker pulls out a gun. Starts shooting. He's really mad. He wonders if he should turn into Spider-Man or not, because people aren't going to have too much trouble figuring out there's only 6 people down here. One of them disappears, one turns into Spider-Man. They may figure it out, but he says the devil with it. Dresses up like Spidey anyway. And later on, we get, of course, we have Kraven the Hunter decides to make Gwen his queen, which is, standard lazy writing. And here comes ka-zar in the jungle. And to be continued, next issue is Spider-Man fighting Giant Snake. This is some classic, terrible Spider-Man writing by Roy Thomas. And I think Gil Kane this time. Yeah, it's Roy Thomas and Gil Kane in December of 1971, at the time of My First Christmas. Classic, terrible comic book, but still a fun one. And I gotta admit, it's nice to see Gwen in a bikini once in a while. And Gwen's in a purple bikini on the cover and a red bikini inside. I wonder what the story is behind that. Anyway, that's it.